What's up, guys? Welcome back to today's episode of The Sports Sermon. We are brought to you by Scooch, the most functional phone case on the market. Check out ScoochCase.com to get yours today and use the code SPORTS18, sports with a Z, of course, to get a 10% discount on your order. Stay tuned till the end for a special Scooch giveaway as well. But now, today's episode. So we are here today to talk about the Portland Trail Blazers. I'm Jason Gandhi. I'm joined with the whole squad today of Dylan, Staggy, and Dan Majors. We are talking about the NBA all day long, and today is, like I said, the Portland Trail Blazers. But before I get into it, I want to make sure I talk about Scooch. Like I mentioned, there's a special giveaway at the end, but before we get too far in, remember, 10%? I'm just kidding. We're going to change that to 15%. And if you use that code SPORTS18, sports with a Z, on ScoochCase.com. Stay tuned for the giveaway at the end of the show. Also, you can find the episodes on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, and Spotify. Follow us on Twitter at The Sports Sermon. But let's get into the Portland Trail Blazers. The Blazers are running back the same thing they did last year, besides adding Gary Trent Jr. and Fernie Simons, Seth Curry. They're really the only additions. What do you think about those moves?
I mean, they really didn't have much of a choice because of just how strapped they are based on their cap space. I think Boogie would have been an interesting fit. Obviously, C.J. McCollum wanted him to come there.
I mean, how would you get him there? He's not going to take the minimum to go to the Trailblazers. Like, how else would you?
I mean, he wasn't really getting that many offers. Like
the Pelicans offered him a 2-year, $40 million deal.
That was before his injury.
They offered him free agency too.
It didn't.
Yes, it did.
I mean, I can't butt into this because I don't know.
No, yeah, he did. But I'm just saying, like, how would the Blazers make it work? That's my question.
What do you mean? How do you make it work?
How do you sign it? Like, they don't have money. He's not going to sign a minimum for there. Like, how would they do it?
Well, I thought that. I mean, that was offered. I mean, he took the minimum with the Warriors, I think, and then the guys wanted him.
If he's going to take the minimum, he's going to go
to the Warriors, Celtics. Right. Yeah.
I mean, if he took the minimum with the Trailblazers and was healthy, that could have.
But he would
bump them up.
I agree, but he wouldn't have done it. It'd be stupid. Yeah. Why would you take? I mean, the Blazers lost to Pelicans.
Well, maybe he likes a challenge instead of just joining the Warriors. No.
But you see what I'm saying is, like, why would he go to a team that they just lost to? Like, he's going to a worse team. Like, might as well go get paid $16 million more.
No, yeah, but that's what I just like I just said. Maybe he likes the challenge, like LeBron.
Maybe he's mad at the Pelicans
and
wants revenge.
No, that's what I'm saying though. Like,
yeah. Like a different play.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I mean, I think that's a weird place to go take a challenge. Not much of the challenge. You have two of the best backboard. Like,
it's definitely a challenge to go up against the Warriors.
I mean, the Trailblazers have won one
playoff
series
since. You're not going to Trailblazers. You're not going. Ooh, I want to take a challenge. I'm going to Portland. Like, if you want to take a challenge,
that would make them a title contender.
The Lakers, or
okay,
that's it. What?
That's still a challenge going to Lakers.
The Lakers were the 3 seed last
year. You know, Cousins wants to be the main focal point. So
clearly.
Like. On a regular team.
Option. Clearly, he's worried about being the focal point.
He wants his money for next year. Anyway, they still don't have much depth because of all the terrible contracts that they gave out in 2016. I think they overachieved a little bit last season, and I mean, we saw that depth in that playoff series against the Pelicans and how much it hurt them to not have that. I do like the Seth Curry signing, though. I think he's another guy that can come off the bench behind Dame and CJ, but really, it's that 3 position. Besides Al-Farouq Aminu, like in the 4-2, what else do they have there?
Yeah, I mean, last year worked out pretty well. So I mean, they got a 3 seed. So why not keep this roster? I mean, I don't think they can compete for the title or anything. If they got a superstar, then I would watch out. But I mean, 3 seed's solid. So why not keep the same roster? Keep going with it.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the additions they made. They added shooting to this team. I don't know if that was the fix, but I don't think it hurts. I mean, shooters are valuable in this league, no matter how you slice it. Like, you have to have shooters in this league. And if this team is trying to make a run at the Warriors, what better way than getting Steph's brother?
Okay.
I mean, that's a big signing.
I mean, another thing, though, they got all guards, and their backcourt is
the best.
Yeah.
Top 3, top 5.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, they don't really have spots for the other guys to play. Like Myers Leonard, Mo Harkless, those guys are taking up cap and minutes. For me, this team is very average besides the backcourt. I think you just have to wait out these contracts. There's not much you can do. Like, I don't think you're going to get a DeMarcus Cousins to sign for the minimum. I think that's outlandish to ask for when you're not a top team or not a definite championship team. So for me, I think you just have to wait out these contracts, and we'll get into that more as I transition to the question of how long do you wait until you blow up this core?
Yeah, so Dame and CJ are still young enough that I think you can afford to wait it out a little bit longer. Their contracts expire after 2020, while Myers Leonard, Evan Turner, and Mo Harkless expire after 2019. Those guys take up $40 million a year. So I think after 2019, you make a big push for 2020. You'll have some cap space. You can bring in some other free agents that are hopefully better than those guys. And if that doesn't work, then you might have to look at blowing it up. If they get a really good offer for Dame or CJ before, though, it would be a terrible idea to take a long look at it. But again, I think the Blazers overachieved last season and will not be near a 3 seed this year.
Yeah, I agree, Dylan. CJ is 26, Lillard is 28, so those two still have some time before they're out of their prime. So I think you keep this core and just work to try and get another piece.
Yeah, for me, you look at their contract situation. That's what I mentioned earlier. They have $40 million tied up to Evan Turner, Myers Leonard, and Mo Harkless. Dame and CJ will be 31 and 29 when those contracts are finally all gone. So for me, I think you keep making minor tweaks. Like, I didn't hate their signing. I thought they got Seth Curry on a heck of a deal, a 2-year player option, but a cheap deal. Anthony Simons and Gary Trent can both shoot. And so you make those minor tweaks until next year. Next year, those 3 contracts are expiring. As we know, expiring contracts are going to be easy to move as soon as they are that have that 1 year left. I know that the discussion is contracts aren't that easy to move, blah, blah, blah. But that was up until this year. Next, I guarantee you, I would bet my life on it, that 1 year contract, that these expiring contracts will be moved all over the place next summer because every team has cap space, and these teams will be trading expiring contracts like it's their job. They're going to be trying to get as much cap space as possible. Other teams will be trying to get as many picks and all that. It'll be back to normal for agency. These last 3 years have been weird because of that year of spending. So you have to keep making tweaks, and you try to get rid of at least 1 or 2 of those guys next summer when they're expiring. Try to get picked or something, give you some free space to then. I mean, they're one of 4 teams that will still not have any cap space going into next year. Every other team's going to have cap space besides 4 teams as of right now. Like, you have to make moves to give yourself a chance to build this roster because CJ and Dame aren't going to beat the Warriors. We know it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, what are your expectations for the Blazers this season?
Again, I think they overachieved as a 3 seed, so I think this year 5 to 7 seed in the West would be my expectations for the Blazers.
Yeah, their ceiling was no doubt the 3 seed last year, and I think the Jazz will pass them up along with maybe some others like the Lakers, and I see a 5 or 6 seed as realistic expectations.
Yeah, I did not think that they hit their ceiling. I thought the 3 seed was fine. I thought that makes sense.
You thought like a 2 seed?
No, I'm saying like I didn't think like, oh, they had their best season and had a 3 seed. Like, I think they can get better. I think they can play better.
No, but you think they could have been like a 2 seed last year?
No, I'm saying in general, I don't think that 3 seed is the ceiling for this team next year. Like this next year.
Oh, okay.
Like I think this West is wide open. I think the Rockets are the guaranteed 2 seed because Chris Paul is injury prone. Clint Capella just re-signed, which helps. I mean, before then, I was really concerned, but then Carmelo Anthony's going to hurt this team. Trevor Ariza was a big loss. Let's not talk about the Rockets, though. All in all, what I'm saying is I don't think this team's hit their ceiling yet. I think this team has room to get better. Gary Trent Jr., I think Anthony Simons and Seth Curry are going to help off the bench. I see them as a team that's got to advance in the playoffs. I don't care who they draw. They've got to advance in the playoffs. Everyone was disappointed in last year's showing. I was shocked that the Pelicans even stood a chance with them. I did not think Anthony Davis, Rajon Rondo, and Nikola Mirotic should be able to sweep the Blazers. So for me, they will definitely make the playoffs, and once they get there, they're going to have to be electric, and I think it's going to come up to Dame. I think Dame is playing for, do we build around you, or do we try to trade you? That's what I think this year is going to be. Do we still try to build around you, or do we start thinking about trading this core? Because if he doesn't get out of the first round again, I think there's a legitimate conversation to, hey, is this guy really worth what he says he is?
Yeah, I mean, the Blazers just got no production outside of Dame and CJ.
Nurkic was better his first year than he was last year.
I'm talking about in the playoff series specifically, but yeah, I mean, even then, Dame and CJ weren't very efficient at all. So, I mean, they just got to be better in the playoffs this year. We've seen them do it before. They've won series.
I'll never forget Dame's shot against the Rockets.
Yeah.
Was that Game 6?
I think that
It was to win the series.
Yeah.
I knew that, but was it 6?
I think it was.
Yeah, it was
I
6.
just remember he hits it and he just points at his watch. I was just like, that's sweet. Like, show out for Portland. I love that. Cool. Any other thoughts for the Portland Trailblazers before we wrap this thing up?
Nope.
Rip City.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Well, that's going to do it. I told you guys to stay tuned for a Scooch giveaway. Here it is. If you comment and subscribe, we will be giving away a free Scooch case. We all love the Scooch cases. We all rep them. Make sure you go get yours too. ScoochCase.com, or comment and subscribe, and maybe we'll get a free one. That's going to do it. Follow us on Twitter. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you later.